I have this image of Bonnie crossing the Alps as a struggle, not unlike ours, you know. It's a big deal here, getting across the Alps. So Bonnie crossing the Alps was a tune I found back in East Clare that had somehow survived. And I just, there's an element of, I feel, heroism and struggle and hope and defeat and struggle. It's got all of these things in it, so I'll try to get there as well. So anyway, we'll start with the lark in the theatre and see if it...
Because actually there's no part of government which is untouched by this issue, which can responsibly say this doesn't matter for us, either because we're not affected by it or because we don't need to mobilise our assets as part of the response.
Climate change as a term actually is a bit jaded, and it's a little bit sort of, you know, out there, and I think we, you know, the objective of this conference is actually, I think, first to find a new narrative, but then actually to start to articulate, okay, what are the actions and the solutions that can get us towards a better outcome. We don't talk about climate change, we talk about sustainable, intelligent living, potentially as a new narrative.
We do need to find the way to engage a much broader group of people who, I think many are very concerned about the impacts in their lives of climate change, but aren't engaged in the debate, don't know how to get engaged in the debate, and therefore our political power base is very weak.
But if you remember, the point of Plan C was to try and start to find a narrative that focuses entirely really on the opportunities available to us on tackling this agenda rather than the problems, which was an interesting challenge. The way we did it is we spent time as a group then sort of all trying to come up with some just key phrases or words that summarise nuggets of what that narrative might be.
We talked about Americans' sense of controlling the future and the cultural dominance of American culture, and it appealed to that sense of American culture and therefore that he expected that they would actually lead on the climate issue.
That's at the heart of our lives, the home. And our homes are threatened by climate. And our localities are threatened by climate. So if we're to engage Conservative and Democrat, and you can pick your words for that in whatever country you're in, we need to appeal to that emotion, that power, at the core of the argument.
You know, let's stop talking about the lack of time that we have to fix this. A huge amount has actually happened in the last 20 years, 30 years. If you look at what's particularly for me, what's happening in the South, where you're seeing new ideas, new energy, people feeling that they can be the agents of their own solution on climate change, adapting.
If we could radically rebalance the tax code and the financial system so that it's about environmental conservation, I think all kinds of creative people who want to make money and make profits and work in corporations and do things and would just change their behaviour. And I think that's the best single shot we have.
Well, I'm an environmental economist, so naturally but I think the other side of it is values. And the introduction of serious tax change, for example, will require a change in values.
I certainly see at this point in time that we need to go further with us, not just today and tomorrow, but actually to have further meetings down the line. Both at a very structured level and then, you know, with just telling the story about how this is affecting people's lives.
Like it's we're at a place in the world, I think, it's very fragile. You know, it's the great school. You know, the great school is just to walk. That's why we got these legs, to walk a landscape and to tell the story.